Try to give you guys the best look I can here. I'm gonna hold the phone back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm taking this skewer and like a witch's brew, I'm stirring it and just trying to pop the little buds up a little bit because the bigger ones take a little longer. You push down on the big ones and trying to pop the other ones up and just roll them, just keep them moving is the main thing I'm trying to do here. Just keep the buds rolling, you know, because they gotta roll. And then the leaves gotta go in that slot. Got it all oiled up. I went to my birthday party dinner my mom made and back from that now. And got Ariana in bed and I can get back to this and hopefully get to bed soon myself. Just kind of keeping them moving with my little skewer here that I made. Keeping them rolling. You can see what I'm doing here. I don't know how to make the screen bigger and smaller though. So, I don't know. You guys will just have to bear with me then. We're working on this box here. And I got 2 boxes. Got a little bit left in this one and one more. This machine really works good, guys. I don't really care for the tabletop. It worked good too, but it took a lot longer and more work, you know. So I retired that and we're going to use this one. That's what we've been doing. Just keeping them moving with my skewer. I found that it just works so much better than to just let the machine do it, you know. It just comes out so much nicer and better and faster and prettier. My cameraman got the day off, so, and the teacher called CPS, so on me for letting Ariana do it for me. So we wouldn't want to, you know, make a teacher mad that you had the kid hold the camera for something they just watch you do every day and that you teach to do. Of course, I teach my children to farm. Someday they might farm, make their own food in this crazy world. You never know what's going to happen. But I like fresh vegetables myself and fresh food. And then I know what's in it. I know this shit ain't full of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It's all pretty much organically grown, and then it's flushed with plain water at the end, of course. Well, I just threw them in there. That's right. I guess the machine ate that one. Slow it down a little bit, you can see what's going on a little better. See how the machine works. Yeah, Anthony, like that? Hey, Malcolm. Hey, guys. Works pretty slick. I'll tell you, I couldn't do it without these machines. There's no possible way. I'd be trimming bud 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without, year round, without a break. I just found that my skewer works really nice to keep it broke up in there, especially if it's sticky and starts balling up, you just kind of take it and go like that and, you know, kind of keep going like that and popping it up off the screen so the bigger ones can get down there, because the bigger ones seem to float on top of the little ones, and the little ones always get done before the bigger ones, and you're wanting to dump it out because it's going to push the littler ones down through the screen eventually, the longer it's in there. Yeah, as far as being rough with your bud when you're cleaning it. I don't know how much more rubber you can get that this machine does besides just tear the fucking shit apart to pieces, shred it, besides smash it and shred it. But this is pretty rough on it, but it doesn't hurt it at all. Them crystals are fine on there. They're not getting broken off. I mean, yeah, some are. Of course they are. I'm scraping them back up off the floor and putting them down in there in my little secret stash there. Yeah, this machine here was $300. It was the cheapest one. They were out. Some of them were 500. So you gotta shop around because different vendors sell different stuff. And I got to start getting links to my products I show so you guys can buy off it, and then I'll make money off the link. I got to figure out how to do it. It's called associates, being an associate, and I got to figure it out. I think you got to go on the people's site, and there's a place on there you can be an associate or some shit, and then you get a link. So yeah. I need to figure that stuff out so I can generate a couple dollars on this and pay for like postage and stuff, or the stuff I give away. At least got to pay for the postage. I'm pretty sure that I haven't made any profit yet. I think I'm still in the red. This channel hasn't been very profitable, to say the least, but it's been fun, I guess. I like talking to you guys and meeting new people from all over the world. It's really cool. I like my German friends and wherever, a few other places. My memory's horrible, but Micah in Germany, shout out to you, my German friend, and the other Germans that are on here. I had some Russians on here when I first started, but then they all got kicked off, so I guess the Russians will have to wait till after the war to learn how to grow pot with Shane. That's about right. Right, so the leaves are knocked down and they look like nice round balls, and they start rolling. Nice. They're done. There's a big old bud that just went in. We'll see if that gets broke up. See if it chews the shit out of that big old cola. Try to get some bigger buds in there, Doesn't like them big buds, though. You can see how it's toppling around in there. Now it's stuck. And that's why I got the old skewer. Yeah, I cut it in half already, I think. Just cleaning it. No, I didn't cut it. It's okay. Sorry about the shitty video, guys, and moving all over. And did chop it down at least two inner nodes, that's for sure. Come on, where are you? Come out. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is, I think. Yeah, I didn't make it. Cut her down. It just tumbles it, and then the stick goes down in the slot, and then it slices it. You just can't put nothing more than a tip in there, really. Doesn't make it back out. Chews it up. There we go. See how it sticks? Right there, and starts sticking, and the skewer works really nice to get it around there. I wish I would have known this when I had my last machine to use a skewer. but it takes time to learn how to do it right and get the best results. But if you guys got one of these machines, you got to try to get yourself a skewer. This one's just a broken off spoon ladle. Just to try to make it so it does a little bigger than the slot, you know, so it doesn't, so you ain't sticking it down in the slot there. You know, so you ain't sticking it down in your blade. Make sure it's a little thicker, you know, a little wider than the blade would probably be your best results. This is a pretty big box here, guys. Yet we got to go through. I'm gonna try to set this up over here now. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna put this there for a minute. So I'm gonna smoke a joint if I got one. Yeah, I got a half of one here. I got all my handy dandy Hemos. In there, we got the machine running and nothing going on in there. So yeah, I like this machine. The other one worked good. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a nice machine too, that tabletop, but it just took longer. But you got the whole yield too, you know. You didn't lose any of your little bugs that way either, hardly, unless you know the ones the machine sucked up on you. But for the most part, you got your whole yield, and there was none that went down into the leaf bag. You know, you're losing a third at least to the machine, at least. And it was more than that until I started using this. My trim looks more like trim instead of bud. Using this and keeping it, you know, moving. So it's not breaking up. Chewing it up and pushing itself down through the grate. Piling up, and then it just starts rolling, and then it starts pushing the shit through the grate. Just be careful that you don't have your ladle this way and go like this and bring it down and shove it in there and get it stuck, you know, and make sure it's on the outside, because you can very easily, when you're doing this, shove that in there. I'm going to have to watch out for that. This smells so good, this stuff. It really smells strong, and it's got a deep aroma, you know. It's a good humid, thick, deep smell, you know. And it smells like fruity, chemically, you know, like it's potent. Like you know, like when you get it into your lungs, it's potent. And it's got enough moisture in it to not be hard. That tip's doing good in there so far. And then the ones that are stuck on the last round, I kind of pop up out of there, you know, because some of them get stuck in your grate. And if they're almost done and they're stuck, I just leave them be stuck and let it, you know, instead of having to keep working on it and tumbling it. And then at the end, I'll pop it out of there. It really seems to be working good. Oops, there, caught my ladle. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. It hasn't done that yet and stopped the machine or anything or broke it. So, but you got to be careful. You don't want it to jam in there. It seems like it wants to kind of pinch and jam when you got bigger buds in there flowing through. The big bud will kind of stick on the side or one of the little bolts in there and bend and make your skew stick. Turn the speed back up. I forgot I turned it down. When you turn it up, that fan sucks harder and it sucks some leaves down better. You probably, turn it up at first and get the main off it and then turn it down, but I don't know. I just been leaving it up, dumping it when it needs to be dumped. Yeah, I haven't used my Hemos in a long time. I forgot I even had them. I like them. Use them more. I got a lot of nice stuff and equipment to use, but I'm so busy all the time and I forget where it's at and never seem to get to use any of it. Cheers. This is that shit I scraped off the floor yesterday. A few days ago, actually. Might be special clean. It's the second tray, so it probably is. Yeah, I like it because they can pop it right up out of the grate when they're stuck on it instead of pushing them down. It pops them up. Especially after it starts getting sticky a little bit. Then it really, after your stick starts getting sticky, it sticks to the bud and you can pull it back up out of that screen and save its life from the abyss. And the bigger buds seem to do better by themselves, maybe, I think. Stirring them in there, But I just put it all in there and let the machine sort it out. Got a stick in there trying to chew up, navigate. And my yield back is good. I throw in a little handful, I get a nice handful of that. Try and pull it up out of there. Oh, I got it. It was almost gone too. It was flat in the line. It was almost just barely hanging on, and I took my skewer and pulled it back out. Saved its life. Let's put this one in by itself. See how it does in there by itself. Now there's a couple of little bugs in there, but nothing that's going to affect it. I'm just wondering if them big bugs and bigger colas could just be thrown in there by themselves. Just running it up there, broke it apart. Broke the first bottom bug off. Yeah, I think maybe like the tip and maybe 2 or 3 buds down is going to be about the best you're going to want to get it. Yeah, there it just sliced it again. Let's see how she gets. I don't even know where it went. I don't have that much. I thought it moved this way. lost one bud off it. But it still come out really nice, you know. Get that bud to stay on. That's a nice bud. It'll be when it dries. Yeah, I think them bigger buds do better by themselves, so maybe. They take longer, and then your smaller buds are in there longer. I don't like that because then you start losing your small stuff. Yeah, you can get your skewer in there and break them balls apart when they start sticking and make it flatten out, you know, so it starts rolling evenly. And they're all rolling around in a circle instead of in a big bunch over top of each other. Yeah, that one's pretty nice now. But when you got all round nuggets in there, they just clean so much better when it's a round nugget, you know. It just has more trouble getting on the inside of curved buds and bent buds and stuff. Like a nice round nugget. I feel like an old witch in the brewing pot. Stirring up a little nasty ass concoction, little potion. I'm gonna turn an old toad into a princess. Or into a housewife maybe. That's it. This is gonna be the potion that turns a whore into a housewife. Yeah, buddy. Or a housewife into a whore. That's probably more like it. Gonna turn a house. I'm looking for a good housewife to turn into a whore. Anyone knows any available? I got a potion here for her to drink. Alexa, play some music. I'm getting a nice box full here, guys. Gotta have a couple pounds in this box right now. Probably a 4-pound plant. I didn't think it was gonna be that much. 3-4 pounds. I like these size plants anyways. They're easier to manage. You get about half as much as you do a giant plant. And but I really like that fishnet for them big plants because it covers easy. It was really easy to cover them and it came off easy. So I would have to give the fishnet an A-. I would have to give that table an A. It works good, but it just takes more time than this does. And I kind of like it. If you were just to cut the very tips off, it'd be a great thing. And just the big fat colas, like I was showing you earlier, that's all you would want to do on it. I was watching a YouTube video and there's some Mexican women on there just smashing the plants like that down on them. I don't know what the fuck they were going to do with them plants after. It probably didn't really hurt them much, to be honest. What's it going to do? Just break it up? You know, but they were probably going to make hash out of it or tarts or something. But yeah, they were beating the fuck out of the plants on that flat table. but it got them clean. But you don't need to do what they were doing, just rubbing on them and smacking them on them a little bit. But they were probably trying to knock the seeds out of them and everything. That's what I think was probably seedy weed, and they were trying to knock the seeds out of them in Mexico. Some old fucking Mexican brickweed shit. And they're trying to knock the seeds out of it so they could compete with Sensi, you know? Nobody wants a fucking bunch of seeds in their weed unless it's good seed. And then you can't even grow the shit. That's the problem. That Mexican weed, you get a seed of that in your shit and fucking go ahead and take a few hundred clones of some old Mexican and see what you got going on up here in the UP after that in the fall. You'll have little tiny fucking nothing buds that are fucking like little sprouts. They just start budding here. The Mexican weed does. They got too much sativa in them. They're probably pure sativa, and they're 2 months. We need another 2 months for them things to finish. Or 3 even. Holy fuck, 2.5. They just start budding them things. I remember my dad and my uncles and stuff were growing that shit when I was a kid, and they would just get the leaf on it, but we didn't have the varieties available now. They went to Amsterdam and got them. The ones in Garden, I believe they went all the way, took trips to Amsterdam to get some seeds and smuggled them back. I'm not even sure. They probably ordered them right over the fucking phone. And they're from Canada, that Mark Emery guy from Canada. I don't know where they were getting them, but I was just learning back then and trying to get into the game, and they weren't letting me because they knew I'm a fucking worker, and I wouldn't buy their 2.5 gram, 2 gram eighths for $40 no more if I knew how to grow it. And they didn't want to teach me or tell me anything. They told me to go read a book. Yeah. I asked any questions. I don't know what book you wanted me to read, but it was actually good advice. But sometimes you can do the right thing for all the wrong reasons too. On in here. Hey Jesse, I'm not sending no free seeds right now. I'm thinking about selling some though. If anybody's interested in buying a few, but I'm not really sending out free seeds right now. Maybe later, another time. Yeah, it's less work, Malcolm. You're right, it's a lot less work. I couldn't do it without it. There's no way. There it goes. Yeah, it's hard for me to get a good shot. I got tripods and stuff, but getting them together and fucking using them is another thing. Yeah, I got a $1,000 GoPro camera too that I've never used. Still in the box. It's just hard to use the shit. It takes time to set it up and fucking yeah. All the bullshit you gotta do. Switch the fucking memory chips around, and they stole one of my memory chips. I think they dropped it though. I actually think the memory chip's out at the property, laying right there on the ground somewhere. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm gonna go out there with my metal detector and see bitch. because it pops out and shoots out, and they probably did that or something and opened that little door up and it shot out on it, maybe. If I ever get time, I'll go look for it and get out there. But yeah, it's a lot of work using all that equipment and stuff and doing stuff like that. Yeah, this thing stops it from sticking and keeps it going and moving, and it saves you bud, I'm sure. It saves your bud from getting pushed down and tore up too. It keeps it rolling. You know, I can just pop it up and skew it up out of there. And it doesn't probably break it off when you do that either. It probably just pulls it up out of there. Just cutting them little leaf stems off. Is what it's doing. They slide down in there and they get stuck, and then you break them off when you pop them up out of there. It breaks them off and cuts it. The back leaves. Hey, Uncle Skin. I don't believe I've seen you in a while. Yeah, it sure comes out pretty. You know, you throw a handful of fucking leaf and balls of stem in there and balls of leaf. Sure sorts it out nice for you. The machine sorts it all out. You know, one's stuck in there. Oh, we got one stuck right there going around in the thing too. So you just kind of pop it up out of there. That one's in there. It's in there pretty good. I'll pick that up later. We'll keep production going here. Progress. We ain't got much left in the box, but 4 inches or so. Get it some air. It's tight. It's all compressed from the weight. The top stuff. That's why I only like to fill my boxes half full of fresh wet bud, because it's too much weight on the bottom stuff, and then it starts generating heat and turning less green all the time towards the brown spectrum. All that green gold coming out of there. Oh yeah, you can see it suck them little pieces down in, right down in there. That fan does. My other one didn't have a fan. This is twice the machine that my other machine was, for, I don't know, a couple of $300 cheaper. I paid almost $600 for that machine, I believe. Might even been 7. I think it was about 6, so. Yeah, the skewer works so much better. Like I said, just get a fat one so it doesn't go through your screen, but you don't really touch the screen anyway, unless it's an accident. Yeah, this is just a great machine, that's for sure. I like this one. I can work with this. These buds are nice and solid too. Good solid bud. Ain't losing much. Getting good returns. Yeah, you can take your skewer and run it through the middle of the clump, and it takes some of them and gets them going and leaves some behind, and breaks that clump up. And gets them rolling right, spreads them out. That way they're not getting chewed the fuck up by the machine like they were so bad. Keeping it moving right. I ain't got to put so much in at a time either. Just enough so it can roll and doesn't roll on top of each other, because I'm keeping it moving now. I was having to put enough in there so the weed would keep it moving itself. But now I don't need so much, and it's really bringing a better yield and prettier weed, more cleaner, everything. Yeah, that works nice. Just clean that big mess right up. I love how the machine just sorts it all out for you. Gives you back everything that's good. Everything that's round and solid and that's usable for a bud. It kicks everything else down into the abyss. That's a nice bud in there. Yeah, see how I can get it going and run my skewer right around the middle, right through the middle of the big clump, and it just breaks it right up and gets it moving, flattens it out. Yeah, you can get them big ones clean. That's the problem. The bigger ones wanted to float on top, and then you had to leave it in there for a lot longer, and then you lose a lot more bud. And every time she's spinning around, cutting bud up, breaking it up, gives it another chance to push it through the hole. Yeah, see, them are all nice and round nuggets. These ones here. It works so much better when they're all nice round nuggets. That's what it likes. The machine does. For best results, make them round because they gotta roll. It sticks and keep it moving. This skewer makes all the difference. It was really sucking because I was having to stop, oil it up. Now it's working right. You gotta stir that shit. Got it. Flip it up. Here it's starting to chop stem. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I just wanted to show you a little video of what was going on here. Ariana wants the phone back. I told her I'd give it right back. Sure, some pretty stuff, huh? Tell me that's not beautiful. You just gotta get it dry now so it don't turn fucking brown, that's all. You gotta stay nice and green with it and it'll be beautiful shit. Give it, a lot of that leaf will break off too when it's dry, in the drying process and curing process. Just a beautiful box of bud. Holy smokes. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a good night.